UFC 207. That was one of the craziest events of all time. And watching that main event it was surreal. First of all, it was surreal because my body was all weirded out because I was a little out of it,
about to pass out,
but about the shit all over my chair. But it was just bizarre. Like that was the least competitive, like main event other than Aldo and McGregor. But that was one dynamic shot to the chin that knocked him out. Like everything about that was off.
Can you think about another main event championship level where it was that kind of big of a discrepancy? You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't even a fight. And,
No.
I think leading up to it, there were some kind of red flags that you saw leading up to it. If you think back now that we
She
know
was
the
in great
outcome.
shape, though, everybody said, right?
Physically,
Physically, though. Physically.
She looked great, but like, what kind of sparring was she doing? You know, one of the things I was thinking when she was hitting pads, she's standing there hitting pads with Edmund. I was like, they're standing right in front of each other. Like she's not moving. Like she's just hitting pads. Pop, 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 pop.
Pads
pop,
are
pop.
tough to tell, though, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes they're doing it for the camera. If the countdown crew's there,
Of
you don't want to
course.
show your new shit. But also,
Right.
what did people think was going to happen? Like, did you think this whole time when she's shooting these movies, doing stuff, Edmund and her come up with a plan for her to stick on the outside, jab and move? That's not in her DNA.
That's not even
her
good
personality.
enough anyway. She had to close the distance and clinch. You know,
That should have been the only plan.
The idea of standing with Amanda Nunes is just ridiculous. The difference in punching power is like literally double.
But we've
Amanda
seen her
punches
fight big
twice as
punchers
hard.
before.
Who?
Betch could hit pretty hard.
No.
I'm not saying similar,
think
but
so.
no, I'm saying what Betch did. She was a
Betch
beast.
has decent power, and she's very aggressive. She throws volume strikes, but she throws with her arms. She doesn't hit nearly as hard as Amanda.
And
Amanda torques her whole body into shit.
I agree, Joe.
I mean, it's
And Betch's arms are this long.
yeah.
You know,
I mean,
And that's all
Amanda's got
fine and
some
dandy.
Goddamn telephone poles.
And that's
Yeah.
all fine, but don't you think the game plan should have been get her to the ground,
100%.
engaged, and she tried that a little bit.
she didn't shoot.
She was
though.
already lit up.
Yeah.
She wasn't there
already
though
lit.
mentally. That's why I'm saying there's things leading up to it, and I think the biggest red flag for me, and you know Dana better than anyone. He's a promoter through and through. One of the, if not the best of all time. I can't think of another one. Don King, I guess, but still, for him to say, yeah, you can skip all the media shit and just focus on the fight. I was like, God, that just doesn't seem right.
You know
man.
why? She's managed by, or she's handled by William Morris in her Endeavor, WME.
Yes.
WME owns UFC now.
I'm aware of that.
I'm sure that's the only
Dana
reason
said
why
it was
they were
his
allowed to do
decision.
It was his decision.
Yeah, he goes, I'm the one who we agreed to this. It was in her contract. It's a one-time thing. I'm never doing it again. I thought, God damn, that is
So
sketchy.
she must have put it in the contract. She must have said, "This is what I want to do. I don't want to talk to any media. I just want to go
Maybe
out
that's
and
not a
train."
red flag to you?
Not if Connor did it.
I mean, Connor doesn't have the choice. Connor can set
But
a
if
tweet
Connor
himself.
did it, if Connor said, "Fuck all this fucking media. I'm going to Dublin. I'm going to train."
He would never do that.
If he did, I'd have zero
Is that not a
problem
red
with it.
flag, though, to anyone involved at all?
No.
For Dana to say,
It-
all good,
So
don't
what
do
is he-
anything.
But here's the thing:
Look-
she goes out, grabs hold of Amanda Nunes, flips her on her head, semi-unconscious, catches her in an armbar. She's the new champ in 35 seconds. You're not saying this.
I disagree.
No, you wouldn't say there's a red flag if she went out and dominated and got an armbar in the first round. You would definitely not say that skipping the media is a red flag.
So then she
you're
would-
only saying it because this is like armchair quarterbacking.
It's not though, because I said it's a red flag before this. Because
okay.
so if she did interviews afterwards, let's say she went out there, dominated her in a minute, submit her, and then she did interviews afterwards. That's a little different. You know what I'm saying? Because she's just saying I'm not doing any media at all.
Even post, you're
Even
saying.
post.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't want to talk after that. I mean, why would you
But
want to
the
talk
other,
after
the other
that?
thing, and the whole sell on this was she's serious now. Oh my God, she's focused. No interview. She's serious now.
Well, the whole thing
to what
was
extent?
the whole thing was like this big, obvious marketing perspective, like a promotional Hollywood perspective. Like they had the movie, which is a really good, like got you pumped up. Like that whole thing about her coming back, and they lift up the garage door and you see her working out really hard. And what they did is they created a great hype piece. You know,
If you're in the Ronda Rousey business,
exactly.
Amanda Nunes going, what the?
Exactly.
Did you? The best was their picture promoting this UFC, and there's a picture of Ronda in her fight gear and a Ronda in her street clothes. Goes, she's back, 207. It's like, fuck, man. What about Amanda? And when I
Yeah.
say in this crazy
I
world
saw
of
that
MMA,
picture. Who did that picture? Was that an official UFC
as
picture?
an official UFC kind of social media post.
Wow.
It's crazy, man.
Well-
Because now what do you do?
It's also crazy because it's crazy for a marketing perspective. I mean, a lot of people thought that Ronda was going to win. A lot of people. I was 100% who the fuck knows.
Me too.
That's exactly how I felt. When I was watching that fight play out, I was like, who the fuck knows?
No idea.
I mean, you could see, look, Ronda looked like she was in amazing shape. You think about the things that Ronda's been able to do in the past to like Sarah McMahon. You would think, well, maybe she ties her up in a clinch, blasts her with a knee to the body, flips her on her back, and armbars her. Who the fuck knows? If she gets you on the ground, her armbar technique is outstanding. It's just some of the best, if not the best, I've ever seen inside the octagon.
Probably the best.
That could have happened, but it was so who the fuck knows. But the moment she got hit, she's not moving her head at all. She's standing straight up in the air, and then I see her legs get close together, and that's when you know someone's really hurt. When someone gets lit up and then they start moving, but their legs are too close together, it's just not working right. It's not like they kind of know what to do, but it's just not. Their balance isn't good. There's no head movement. She was probably hurt with like the second or third punch that Amanda hit her with. She was probably on Queer Street.
That's what woke her up. She didn't know where she was until she got hit, Joe. Look at that. When she got hit, when you go, ooh, she's hurt, she's hurt. Look at her face, her hands. You even said it yourself. She threw up a kick.
She threw some kicks to try to keep Amanda off. I think she didn't realize. I think when Amanda hits girls, they just go, holy shit.
Yep.
But what else would you expect in that? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't realize till you get hit, but you hear all the criticism now of Edmund, who's obviously a terrible coach. But take that out of it. If you bring a horse to water and they can't drink, there's nothing else you can do. So if mentally she doesn't want to be in there,
Do you think?
It doesn't
she
matter.
didn't want to be in there?
why
do you say that?
It didn't look like the same tenacity that we're used to seeing.
She looked super tenacious until she got cracked.
Joe was 44 seconds.
Yeah, but
Tenacious
you don't
when
need more
when
than
she ate
that.
that first jab.
She got hurt with a right hand, maybe 10-15. We can watch the whole fight. Let's
Yeah,
watch the
we
whole
c- I
fight.
mean,
It's 40
48
seconds.
seconds.
Go fight. You could.
It's on YouTube already.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Doesn't matter.
I mean,
You-
you don't
I mean,
think
I'm sure
she's
the UFC
faced
probably
tough
pulled it
fighters
down.
before? Like, what do you think it is?
I don't understand why
Amanda
you're even saying this. You see that she got hit, and you see she got hurt, and you've been hit and hurt before. You
Correct.
know what happens. You just don't know what the fuck's going on.
Correct.
I think Amanda
However,
hits.
I don't think that jab put her lights out.
Well, it wasn't just a jab, dude. She hit her with
It
a
was
right
the first
hand.
jab that landed.
The first jab,
when she went into
okay,
close
but
distance.
The first jab landed, but then she got hit with many punches. I don't understand why you're confused as to the result. I mean, she got hit by the biggest power puncher in the 135-pound division by far. There's not a single girl in that division that punches like Amanda does.
I agree with that, but not. It wasn't a right hand right away.
Yes, it was. It was
No,
a
it wasn't.
jab right away.
It was a
and then
jab right
but
away.
a right hand right after that. It
Once
was a
Ronda tried to close
Okay.
distance.
It was 40 seconds of Amanda punching Ronda in the face until Ronda went out. Like the idea that something's confusing, that she didn't look like she wanted to be there. She was hurt multiple times in those exchanges. I just don't. I think that we're doing a lot of armchair quarterbacking, right? Who the fuck knows what was going on in her
What are we
head?
supposed
to do?
When
was the
when you're
most important
speculating
thing.
whether or not she wanted to be there after she got hit. The problem is she might have been just rocked. And there's also the reality that she was knocked out fucking cold a year ago. And it was a bad beating and then a vicious head kick. And there is something about those goddamn neck kicks, man. There's something about when someone shins you in the neck, like she got shinned, and your whole body just goes limp, you're doing so much damage in there.
but she had 411 days off.
That's nice.
I think it was just bad strategy. Just really simple. It was just the strategy was not good.
That's
What happens if
possible, too.
Amanda's just better?
That's possible too. All those things. Look, I was the one who said, like, way early on, I think Amanda's her most dangerous challenge because Amanda hits so fucking hard. After she starched Sarah McMahon, and when she was beating up Misha, I was like, Jesus
bad.
Christ, she punches harder than anybody in that division. She's got like dangerous weapons with her hands. But I really think there's a lot of people that get KO'd like that, and they are never the same again.
I agree.
They can't absorb a shot anymore. And then also in your brain, according to Chuck Liddell, he was telling me about it, like, because Chuck was so tough that he would like just fucking use his chin, sort of like Lineker does. Like it's part of his defense, like knowing that he can absorb shots. And after a while, his brain was like, hey man, fuck you. Like his brain was just like, we're not going to do this.
And shuts
just 'cause
off.
it just shuts off early.
I also
to
think
protect you.
There's a certain level where they're that great, and you look at like a Tiger Woods or Mike Tyson, when that foundation gets a little shaky, they're just never the same.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
too.
just never. They're like, I'm
Right.
not God's gift to the UFC.
Exactly.
No, the MMA gods don't give a shit.
Exactly. And then, like we said, even if she was undefeated and she fought Nunes, Nunes is going to give her problems. Because if you watch like the Miesha Tate fight, Miesha Tate, like even though she beat Miesha Tate twice, Miesha Tate gave her a hard time. There's some good scrambles. Miesha Tate hit her with some punches. If Amanda hits you with punches like that, you're fucked. You can't make mistakes.
You're in trouble.
Yeah,
But-
she's
but-
like in a lot of ways, she's like a female Rumble in that she might not be able to close a show with one shot like Rumble can, but if you make mistakes, you get stung so bad, and you see it with the
You're
Sarah
paying
McMahon
for
fight's a
it, yeah.
perfect example. She cracks Sarah with a right hand. You see her whole face is like, what the like? Nobody hits them like that. Nobody. And she's long. Amanda catches you on the end of those punches too.
She's great at distance. I also think that the game's evolving so fast.
Yep.
Where Amanda, all she cares about is being champ. All she does is train. That's the only thing she gives a fuck about. I think we saw the same thing in the Dominic Cruz Cody Garbrandt fight. All Cody wants to do is be champ. Dominic's doing analyst work. He is so I think there's this kind of change of hands right now where you're seeing these guys they're all in, and that's what you have to do to be in this game, this day and age. Guys are too good. They're too good now.
I think you're dead right. I think you're dead right about that. Here we go. We'll watch the whole thing live now. Give us some volume, young Jamie. So here it is.
So that jab landed with 5 seconds.
Look at this. Jab right there. Watch this. She stung her right there.
One,
see?
two, two
1,
there.
2, 2.
Yes.
Yeah, see, so she's stung 10 seconds in. We're at 4:43. We're 15 seconds in, and she's already
She's
right there.
stung,
She's
yeah.
fucked. Right there, she's fucked. That was a super hard right
Super
hand.
fucked.
And this is bad. This is
hard
real
to
bad.
watch.
It's real hard to watch.
Hard to watch.
Boom to the body, too. She ripped that shot to the body. So, like, the idea that she didn't want to be there, 10 seconds into the fight, she didn't know what the fuck was going on. Oh, that left hook with the
God,
right hand, and then that right hand behind it. This is horrific, man.
It's tough to
Boom,
watch.
boom, boom.
God damn. Good
God
stoppage
damn.
by Herb.
Great stoppage, but goddamn, Amanda Nunes is good. She put a finger up to her mouth, walked right up to Edmund, looked at him, and went, shh.
So gangster. So
You know, look,
Brazilian
Ronda's still
gangster.
standing. You know,
Well,
she
yeah,
got
well,
heart.
She's in another dimension.
She got
Look, there's
heart.
no doubt
She
about she's
wouldn't go
got
down.
heart.
Look at
There's
that.
no about she's tough, and also she's got that thick old neck that helps.
Look how long Amanda's arms are.
Yeah.
She's great at keeping distance and not crowding herself.
Well, Amanda has wide shoulders, and that helps too, and then long arms as well. And she's got awesome distance, man. Her ability to catch you at the very
At the
end of the
end,
punches,
yes.
where all the power is. Because if you're punching someone and you want to hit them here, but they just move forward a foot, you lose like 90% of your power.
Different game.
Do you think Amanda can fight guys at 135?
Well, bad guys. You know, it
Not good guys?
No, not
She
like
trains
the
with guys.
super high level guys. Like she's not going to beat T.J. Dillashaw. You know
What
I
about
mean?
top 10?
No, it's
No,
changed
sir.
now, man. People, I think if you asked me that same question 3 or
Shit's
4
hard.
years ago, I'd have a different answer. But like that division is so stacked now. It's like when 135 first opened up, it was in the UFC. There wasn't as many
There was
guys
nothing, really.
that were that elite. You know, there's like even to watch the guys who were really good improve. Like you saw the Cody fight where he was fucking fantastic against Dominic.
Jesus
But
Christ.
how goddamn good did TJ look against Lineker? Completely nullified Lineker. Nullified him. Lineker, he's like one of the best examples of a guy with absolutely freakish physical attributes. A fucking iron jaw. Iron jaw. I've never even seen the guy get hurt. He gets hit by everybody. He gets head kicked. He gets punched. Rob Font said he hit him with the hardest punch he ever hit anybody with in his life. And he goes, he didn't even acknowledge that he hit him. He just walked right forward. He said he hit him with a body shot. Felt like he got hit by a car.
He didn't look like that Lineker. I don't think that same Lineker showed up on Saturday or Friday night.
TJ
sorry.
nullified him. He didn't have a
He
chance.
did, but Lineker was very hesitant, and I think it was because of TJ's the way he was fighting him with
Yeah.
the feints, the takedowns, the kicks, and throwing that head kick to the body kick. But he was very tentative, super
Oh yeah,
tentative.
he got outbeat.
He threw him in the truck, almost had him in a calf
Yes.
slicer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to go for the twister.
Damn.
I was like, oh my god, if he goes for the twister, but he went for the calf slicer. But I'm like, I looked at it, I'm like, he's not going to tap to that. It's just
He
pain.
needed a stomp. He needed a stomp down. He
Yeah.
didn't stomp on
TJ
his own
looked
foot.
amazing.
Amazing. Yeah, and the timing in those takedowns, like lightning bolts. Like it looks like he's throwing a punch and he's underneath you. Just
It was so nasty.
he's so fast, man.